Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for another episode of Age of Wonders 4. I want to just get started today by, I guess, just addressing what's going on in my own life right now for anyone who doesn't know. I did not record last week. My family is going through some stuff right now. My dad has cancer. I don't have a whole lot more details to share. I did a whole community post about it, so if you want more details, that's probably really a better place to look. I'll keep you guys updated there. But long story short, right now we're waiting for the results of a biopsy. The doctors think the cancer's probably in later stages, but we don't know for sure until we know exactly what type of cancer we're dealing with. So they're doing the results of a biopsy. We do know it's metastatic, which means it's in multiple locations. As to how bad it is on any single organ, we don't know for sure about that yet, but it's been a rough week for my family. We're seeing him in the hospital every day. He's trying to be in good spirits, but his breathing's pretty weak and his speaking is pretty weak. So it's been kind of like the whole focus of our lives basically for the past 2 weeks. So, but today is Saturday morning. I'll go see him later today. So I wanted to try and go ahead and get an episode recorded. So like I said, if you have more questions about that, my community post page probably is a better place to look than waiting for updates in these videos. I'll probably mostly just try to keep these videos focused around the gameplay itself. That being said, just wanted to clue everyone in on what's going on. With that being said, we can jump back into some gameplay today. We're going to try to finish off. I remember I ended, it's been 2 weeks now, so memory's a little foggy. Whenever I take a week off, it's always kind of like this. But I do know that I left kind of in the middle of a turn. I was going to, I believe, take out Sanguin's army here, these few units, that I don't remember if Sanguin had other units around here that I already killed, or if she just sent this one little group. Oh yeah, she has a couple. Okay, she's got a couple hanging around that city, okay, but this group split off. Well, we can deal with this group pretty easily. So I'm going to move down here. I do have comments to go through from you guys. I should probably do that before we start fighting. There's not a whole lot this week. A comment from Tohab was mentioned that I could cast lava rune steals as I move forward, or use pyroclastic eruption, either one, as I advance, which should keep resonant blades from inflicting frozen. Yeah, it would work, or it should work. I still don't know why resonant blades was inflicting frozen. My best theory is that it is dependent on the color of the grass, because it was doing it in this province, and this province is grassland, forest, and river. There is no snow or anything like that in here. So why this is inflicting frozen, I have no idea. My thinking it might have something to do with anything on this brownish tundra-looking grass, which, if that's the case, I don't really like that, because it's just a visual cue without actually being an actual different type of terrain. Like, I'm betting on this grassland, which is like the more lush green, I'm betting it would be poison, which is what I was counting on it being up here. So it's weird. I don't know why it works that way. So yeah, I could cast Lava Runesteel. I don't know if I want to spend the mana on the upkeep of the Lava Runesteel and the upkeep of that spell, when it's just going to inflict more burning, and I already have quite a few sources of burning. But I thought it was worth mentioning because Tohab's probably right about that. So I don't think I'm going to do that, although having a big bunch of lava around my outpost there might be kind of cool. And if I'm going to be pinned down in this area fighting for a while, it would probably disrupt the enemies. You know, let's just see how it works if I slap one down in this outpost. Because if I can spread my favored terrain around here, that could be kind of fun and handy. Let me just make sure. I do have Focus of Devastation, but I think that's one that would be a lot of upkeep and not really worth it right now. The ability for magic attacks to cancel defense modes, that actually is pretty good. Only a 60% chance, but when you consider that I have quite a few battle mages with AoE attacks that can hit multiple units. Is it base attacks? A base 60%, hang on. Grants attacks of enchanted units. It doesn't say base attacks, and it does say effects are increased for single shot attacks would be the AoEs. That's a pretty good spell. Hang on. Well, it's gonna take a turn to cast that, so I'm gonna abort that for now. But that's a pretty good enchantment, actually. I might have been sleeping on that one. But the Lava Rune Steel, since it looks like I could be pinned down in here for a while, I think I am gonna go ahead and do this. Just because this outpost seems like an important strategic location. So let's throw that down there, and then I am going to go ahead and start working on Focus of Devastation, and then maybe grab Resonant Blades too. It depends on how... I'll consider Resonant Blades later, depending on how that terrain spreads. For now, it doesn't really help me because the terrain isn't here yet. But I think that could be fun just to see how much I can spread, how much of a nuisance I can be to their surrounding territory. From Chris Lighthawk, the quarry north of the Giant Forum in my capital can be changed to a mine to take advantage of the Merchant Guild. That's a good call. Chris is referring to this quarry here, and my capital does not need as many quarries as it has at the moment. So, in fact, it said it had 4. Hang on.
Yeah.
I thought I looked at this earlier. Yeah, there's 4 quarries in here. I'm not sure where 2 of them are. I mean, or where one of them is. There's 3 there. Where's the other one? I am not seeing a 4th quarry. I got the Giant Forum here, the one that I'm about to change, and the Rune Carver's camp. It must be this. Oh, it's this one. It's blocked by the change. I'm doing a change there. Turning that into a mine or a giant foundry, which is fine. I don't really need the 3 quarries anymore. The city's produced and built about as much as it can, so quarries are less useful now. But I am going to change this to a mine because that's just... I have the Merchants Guild in this city, so I'm going to get a lot of benefit out of a mine and a little bit of mana, so it's an improvement to my whole economy. Chris also mentioned that it might be worth checking other city province improvements for guild synergy bonuses. For example, in Kingerhelm, I have the Mages Guild in this city, so I have quite a few conduits, but I do have this one research post hanging around. I could change this. A lot of times I try to leave at least one of the whatever magic, whether it's research or mana that I don't have, because, for example, in Flowing Fields, I actually need, which also has a Mages Guild, I actually need one right now because I'm building the Academy, and the Academy requires a research post. However, I've already built the Academy in Kingerhelm, so I actually don't need that anymore. So I could change that. It does cut back on my research a bit, and I don't know if I like that. I'm making 241 mana per turn, but I'm also not using certain enchantments because of it. So I don't know if that's worthwhile or not. Where am I at in terms of overall research? I think I just got my first tier 4 tome. Yeah, I got Tome of the Crucible, so I'm still going to pick another tome at tier 4. And I'm at 4 research cycles in, so I still need quite a bit of research. I kind of wish that maybe I'd done a different guild. I could always deconstruct one and change it later and make one of these a what's your governor thing? You're an arcane governor, so you get bonuses for conduits. So I definitely want to keep that. And this city gets bonuses for mines. I might eventually change Kingerhelm to an all-research post city and give it a Scholars Guild instead to try to offset the fact that my research kind of sucks. In the long run, though, I think mana's probably more important, so if I can try to collect research from other sources, it's probably better. I haven't built anything in Nebular Sanctum, but I think you need the Town Hall upgrade for that. I still even need to get an Arcane Institute here. I haven't even gotten that far. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a Mages Guild here. I think the mana is more useful in the long run, and I've already got most of my build online, with the exception of, well, it's not fully up and running yet, but I feel like I'm in a position where I could go ahead and do mana. Because mana's kind of been a big bottleneck preventing me from building more armies, and the more armies I can field, the better. So we'll go ahead and change that to a conduit. I do want to try to get a research city, though. I just don't know where it'll be. This Tridale was going to be full-on military production city with the dragons and stuff. Maybe I can turn Nebular Sanctum into a research city, although Nebular Sanctum kind of sucks as far as cities go. It's not really a very good city. I might just be stuck with what I've got here. Research, I think this game is just gonna be kind of weak. But I'll leave this one here for now, and then I'll probably change that on the next turn. To be honest, I don't lose much by changing these. It's a whopping 5 research, whereas I could get 15 mana out of them instead. So changing them is probably for the best, unless I decided to go full-on Scholars Guild here and change everything, because this one has quite a few, and that would be a lot of extra research. But we'll take the mana for now, just because it funds armies. And I'm kind of getting to a point where I can start building like the tier 4 Geomancers and stuff and swapping them out for these Pyromancers. So there's going to be a lot of room for my army to grow here before too long. All right. And then from Wolfric Artisan, when sieging, it tells you level a city on the right, below the city name and above defenses. This would basically tell you how much you'll get from raiding the city if you choose to do that. Which I've never noticed that element of the UI before, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And then from Roderick, you can annex. Okay, this is something I didn't know at all. Like, this is brand new news to me, and it's kind of big news. If this is right, according to Roderick, if you pillage an enemy outpost or like an enemy province, and let's say I build a work camp here, and then I pillage this province here, apparently I can take the province that I pillaged from the enemy, and annex it to my outpost if I have the ability to expand the outpost, even if that province is still under enemy control. That seems weird to me. Like, I didn't have any idea that you could take an enemy province from them under any circumstances outside of, like, casting the spell that turns it into an infestation. I thought you had to take the city. So I'm willing to try this. So we're going to go ahead and drop a little money on the work camp here, and I'll give it a try and see what happens. Because if he's right, I could get a teleporter out here, and that'd be very, very, very helpful. It'd be by far the best offensive teleporter that I have. So we're going to try it. At worst, I spend 100 gold and get nothing out of it. But I could always take Kill Wall and then, move the provinces around myself if I really want to as well. So let's do that. And while we're here, let's go ahead and get this battle over with. I think we can jump into some gameplay. I did have some notes for myself. We'll go over those in a second, but they're not really important. I can't even remember what one of them meant, so I should have taken better notes, I guess. Oh, this is going to pull in that stack over there. Okay. So it's a low-risk battle, but not zero risk. This is good, though. I wanted to pull in that stack. In fact, this splits the Sanguin's army in half here, so this is perfect. We're going to do the auto combat. Didn't realize they were close enough, but they sure are. Good enough. Surprisingly, the knights aren't the ones that took the damage. It was one of the liege guards, but he's near a bannerman who can heal him, so, got the deadly pike of summon slaying. I will probably never use that, because I can make a better pike, so we're just going to scrap that. Yep, I have better pikes. Now, Sanguin's just sitting there. Do I want to push further? Or do I want to stand on this mine and pillage it and see if I can... Do I have the thing that lets me pillage provinces faster and get more health from them? Pillaging. A province takes less turns and yields 20% more rewards. There's other stuff in here that I want too. My Imperium income's pretty good, so I can probably splurge to get that. It is only 200. And I got a feeling I will be pillaging a lot. So... yeah, let's go ahead and do it. I had one guy take some damage, so we'll let him be the one to sit on it and pillage. I think, though, that I want to try to kill the rest of Sanguin stuff first And Hephaestus got a level up. Let's go ahead and spend that. I looked at the Hephaestus ahead of time. I still haven't gotten meteor strikes yet for the extra 4 fire damage to the target and adjacent enemies. But I think I want this better, or more, the Rune of Command Fire. Mostly for the status resistance, also for the Rune of Command Fire infusion, which is kind of nice, but mostly for the status resistance. That's one of Hephaestus' big weaknesses, is if an enemy makes him go insane, he could really mess up your own troops. That is something that my units lose sleep over, who are hanging out near him. So we're going to take that. It also gets me closer to the final Forge Master. Then when he levels up next time, I can kind of decide whether I want to do that or whether I want to take Meteor Strikes. But for now, we will take that extra status resistance. That puts him up to 13, making it very unlikely that he's going to have any statuses affect him. How far do I want to push my luck here? I think I want to push it. Let's hurt them. I can actually even take a step in that city and take it back, so I can start the process of absorbing it again. I'm gonna move up kind of carefully here. In fact, if I step on it, that's gonna initiate the battle. Yeah. Now, they are in the city. This is going to be a harder battle. There are better units in that army. They're in the city. If I attack the one that's outside the city, I don't think I have to deal with the walls. And I still have enough movement to get back to where I kind of want to keep them. So we're going to do that. Move these guys here. And then these guys will likely be the ones doing the pillaging. And then I'm pretty sure this does not take place in the city walls if I attack this group here. Which is a little better. I don't really want to have to go up the walls. Okay, perfect. That's fine. We're a little beat up, but we got a hardy chestplate. I'll take that. I don't know who needs chestplates. I know you don't. Everybody's chest armor is pretty good, I think, mostly because you seem to get a lot of it. Do you have a better tier 4 that gives 20% magic damage? Be a robe, probably. I don't think so. Yeah, well, I have a lot that give 10%, but not a lot that give 20, and I want him to have as much damage output as possible. Kind of lost track of what I was doing there. This guy is good tier 4 chest armor. Yours is tier 4. I think I like this one better, though. Healthy plate. No, it had bolstering resistance. She could use bolstering resistance more than bolstering defense. Her resistance is a little lower, so we'll give that to her. Her armor's pretty good. I think we're good. I do need to rank up my Death Knight. Okay, so what do I want? I believe killing momentum is what I'm working towards. So we're going to do that. It'll give him unyielding, so he can shake off one negative status effect, which Hephaestus also has. So with all that status resistance and unyielding, Hephaestus should be very unlikely to be berserked, or insanity is actually the one I'm more worried about. Now with him there, I'm going to take the knight. We will retake the city. And I'm going to start to turn it to a vassal again, but only after I start pillaging this. Or can I even pillage this now? Yes, I still can. And I could spare 2 turns to do it, so I'm probably not going to spend the Imperium on this yet. Oh, I don't know if I even heal from pillaging outside of skilled raiders. I'll go ahead and take this. I feel like I'm going to pick that up eventually anyway. With how many enemies I got to go through, I'm just going to take that. And I'm going to try to turn these guys into a vassal now. Well, I'm already doing that. Hang on. If I do this, now can I pillage? I still can. Okay. Alright, we're going to do that. Just to pillage that mine. I'll back everybody else off. We did some major damage to Sanguin there, so that felt good. And once that's done being pillaged, I can then retreat into the safety of friendly territory and heal up. Because these guys got pretty beat up back there. But I wiped out 4 stacks of enemy units, so I'm good with that. We are continuing to collect remains from heroes, which is fueling my research. Lots of remains being collected. Actually, the remains being collected fuels my mana income. The research is being fueled by people I capture, presumably interrogating. Tridale is under siege. This is something we're going to take care of next turn. And I guess they cast Concentrating Firestorm on my scout. Oh no. Okay, I know about all those invasions. I know about all those remains being collected. I did get a Geomancer who's on his way, or on her way up to the front line. These guys are staying here as kind of extras. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Speaking of extras, I've realized that it's time for these 2 militia to go away. They have served their purpose, and they are not worth 11 mana upkeep each anymore, so good job, guys. Go home to your families. Consider yourselves lucky, because most of my troops don't get to do that. That frees up another 22 mana per turn. Also, this Night Guard, I thought about getting rid of them, but this is actually a pretty good unit. It has Draconian Transformation. It's legendary rank. He's worth sticking around. I don't remember where I got him from. Probably from a random reward for clearing something. But you know what? He's proven his worth, so he can stick around. He and the scout will stay here. They're basically there to be used to initiate battles when people come through teleporters, particularly that one, if I need them to. And the Night Guard would actually be better because he'd be useful in combat, unlike the scout, so we'll keep him around. He has earned his keep. This guy is going to go down here and join up with these armies later, but for the moment, I would rather have him down here because they're going to come back down here to deal with that army of Equilon when it comes through. As for these guys, my plan is to send them up and around. We're going to take the mana node there, we're going to take this mana node here, and then probably try to clear that one back there in the corner, and then go through the teleporter to warp right back down here and deal with anything that's invading my capital city area. So I want to do this. It technically says it's faster to go there, but I think this is actually faster if I split off the night. This guy's just standing on a mana stash. I'm not as worried about... Yeah, I probably actually should have... Yeah, I could get that. Especially if I have someone flying, which no one here is. I know what I'll do. I don't need the knights in this for every step of the way, so I'm going to just do this because I do kind of want that mana pickup. Go here, take one of the fast guys here. We can do a quick safe battle. It's easy fight. Knight still almost dies, as is tradition. I get a bannerman, which is actually pretty useful. Then I'm going to move these guys up here. I might actually move the bannerman up there that I just got and drop the archer. I think I'm going to drop that archer. So we're going to move these guys up here. We'll swap that bannerman in for the archer in that army. And then these guys can move up this way. We're going to cross our fingers and hope that knight doesn't die. because that would be super annoying. He shouldn't. Gosh dang. Why'd they do so much damage? Alright, well, I'll take it. But now I kind of want everyone to get back in and heal. Which I can do, actually. Alright, Archer, I need you to go down this way. You're going to go back to the capital. These guys are pretty beat up, but they don't actually need the health as bad. So what I'm going to do is put these guys in here. Right there. Put these guys here. So they'll all heal up. And then this army can actually stay out here. They'll be fine. They can sort of lead the charge on the Living Fog on the next turn. And hopefully get back down pretty quickly. Alright, Scout, you just chill, don't worry. He's probably terrified, but trust me, everything's going to be fine. Kilvar is being absorbed. Kilval is being absorbed now. I think we're all good. I think the one thing that I do need to keep in mind is that Hephaestus' army is going to have people running up from behind pretty quick. They can't reach him yet, but there's a lot of city-states that are sending armies at them. Honestly, it's probably free XP. They're not going to do... It's not... One army like this isn't going to even be able to hardly scratch Hephaestus. But I just want to kind of keep an eye on my overall health, because I don't want to have, like, death by 1,000 cuts here. So, I think I can end the turn now. Let me drop a... Oh, that was F9. I'm glad quick load isn't a thing, or else I'd be really irritated right now. Quick save. There we go. And hit the end turn button and see where we go. Sanguin probably doesn't have too much left after that turn. I'm glad she attacked me up here, because I did not want her to attack me down here. This is where I was more worried about Sanguin showing up. But the fact that she's attacking Hephaestus and is actually a good sign, because it means Hephaestus is being a distraction up there. And it's taking pressure off of everyone down here, which right now they really could use the help. Because my capital, in the last episode, my capital is one turn away from being sieged. It's still building its defenses back up. It's at 20 now. I think that'll increase as turns go on. And now Tridale's going to be one turn away. But I should be able to get these guys down there to help. So, yeah, it's been a little crazy. Alright, now we're back to Logar. That's most likely going to be... Anything he does will likely be happening up here. He just ran some sort of umbral creature through there. I think it might have been an umbral flesh abomination or something like that. Don't expect to see a whole lot out of Logar. Nikareth scares me. She had a really good army that's around here somewhere. But she's not doing anything with it, which is confusing me. It was heading at my city-state. And then Hephaestus came and Nikareth backed off, which is weird. Everyone else is just, like, throwing their stuff at me, and Nikareth's being weirdly cautious. And I don't like that. I would like to just kill her army and be done with it, instead of just knowing it's hovering out there somewhere. Yeah, nothing from Nikareth. Weird. Okay, Vanra's moving. That's going to be down here, although I don't expect to see a whole lot of change. Just reforming some units. Oh, actually, Vanra herself is here. Interesting. Okay. Alright, and then Brown, which normally likes to show up around here somewhere. Although, we kind of... Ah, they're already back? Wow! Oh gosh. Okay. Well, they got another 40 The capital restored all of its health. I can get my army back over there, but it's not going to be my best army. Hopefully this isn't her best either. It's really not. I'm seeing a lot of tier 1s. Kind of a mixed bag of units. Gosh, I kind of need my mage's army for that. Just because her leader's involved. But she didn't start the siege. So that buys me an extra turn. It's like, these armies here are good, but they're not like take on Brown's leader stack good. These are just extras still, and that's how I have to kind of think of them. So the mage army needs to clear out Vanra, and then I can go after Fiala with them once I move back. So, gosh, there's still a hero stack here though. That siege is going to continue until I kill that hero stack, which is annoying and is going to take extra time. I believe I have time. Oh gosh, but here's Arvik. Oh man. All right, now it's getting real. Well, before Arvik sieges my city, let's go ahead and at least drop the gold to finish that. And then we're just going to produce merchandise because I think that city is going to be under siege. I really have to save Tridale still. I'm going to be running around saving cities one at a time. Arvik just showed up at the worst time, though. It's not a very good army. He's still got a lot of, like, tier 1s and tier 2s. Honestly, I think... Okay, here's the thing. Here's the plan. I move these guys down, deal with Vanra. On the next turn, I move them back up and try to get through my teleporter to get back to Obsidian Forge with my mage army to save that. I think that this army here might be strong enough to deal with Arvik. He has a lot of units, but he tends to be doing stuff like poor formations, like he's got this one stack here, and he also has a lot of lower rank units. Except for that, oh gosh, he's got a Reaper in there though. That's going to be a problem. Well, maybe my Mage's Guild can do all of it. Well, the plan with these guys doesn't really change, so let's just take this one step at a time. My plan with these guys hasn't really changed. I'm going to continue through here and just try to get to the teleporter. So, let's do that. Take out a living fog real quick on the way. I will grant them mercy. I could shave a turn off lava burst, but it's going to cost a lot of mana. I don't want to do that, so we'll just get good guy points because I'm probably going to be doing a lot of bad guy things to offset them before long. I will never use that ring. At least I don't think I will. You know what? I'm going to take it because I actually don't remember who has rings. Does everyone have one? If everyone has a ring, then I'm almost certain that one is not going to be worth... Yeah, everyone's got one. So that's just going to be extra fodder for the item forge. And then what I can do is I can get these guys down here. I can clear that mana node. Or I could just teleport them back now. I wouldn't mind having an extra 10 mana per turn. I might use... Oh, wait, I need to cast... Oh, that's why I had a note to cast Favorable Winds, because I hadn't channeled it. Oops. Well, let's do that, because that's probably going to be important. Okay. Well, I'm probably going to need that next turn. Hopefully I don't need it this turn. I want so badly to just run up there, because my mage army could just step up there and kill a bunch of that stuff. But then I lose Tridale. And I don't want to lose Tridale. I could always run back down to Tridale after they get into it. It's not like... I mean, they can't fully conquer the city. And I got one little army in there kind of defending. I want to go after these guys so bad. Nebular Sanctum, I think, is just going to have to hold out. I can maybe even just run this army back up, but no, they still have to deal with Fiala. Oh man, I can't be everywhere at once. Fiala's not even sieging the capital yet, though, so I've got some time on that. Alright, here's the plan. We stick with the original plan, and we go after Vanra down here. We count on the defenses of my other cities to buy me enough time, but Tridale is actually out of time, so I kind of have to do this now. Oh, good. This will kill the hero stack. That's out on the water or on the lava. This is low risk. I think I actually have better odds here than the game gave me credit for. Well, you know, there goes a tier 4 knight, so what do I know? What is with all the buffs? Holy crap, chill guy. Oh, it's Astral Starblades. Okay, quite a group over here, including their leader. I think I would like to wipe that out quickly if I can. Yeah, let's lure them a little closer. Keep my mage in the back, keep the knights not charging in like wild, crazy people. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna lean over to this side here. She's a frontliner, she can handle it if I defend her with a shield. So I'm gonna move up in the center, in fact, taking as much ground as I can, probably, and link her to a friendly unit and give her a shield buff. So she's actually probably totally safe there, as long as I guard her and absorb damage for her. And then I can get my archer into a very strong spot here, I think. Or might even take my mage there. That is... okay, that's low foliage, actually, so people can get through that. That's not as strong of a spot as I thought. I will put the archer here, then. We're just going to move all sorts of guys up this direction. Including my charge attack hero, who needs to be linked to someone. You look like you'll work. Alright, just cover as much ground as I can here and kind of gang up around where her leader is the general plan. This shouldn't be a particularly difficult battle, but she's got the Umbral transformation, and they almost always end up being super annoying, so big damage in an AoE there, unfortunately. But it's not something I can really avoid in a battle like this. Well, I'm glad I resisted that pull. I always forget the constrictors have that. Alright, I can probably kill Vanra here. And we can at least get rid of the spells. Yeah, I don't think she's in a very strong position. Yeah, she's dead. Wildfire's not quite close enough to hit as many units as I want it to, because they're split up a little bit. I just want to make sure that she dies. These guys over here will be fine. In fact, I can basically kill that hero now. I'm going to. And I am going to drop Blast Evocation on that group there. Alright, I should be able to summon a spider and finish her off. Yeah, let's do it. That gives them something else to hit. Oh, steadfast, okay. Dang, if I had a thought about that, I would have used the archers to try to remove steadfast. I think there's still a chance that it works here. Nope, didn't. I'm trying to use purging arrows to get rid of steadfast, but it doesn't always work, so I'm going to hit these guys over on the side with probably an AoE arrow there. They resisted all the status effects, unfortunately. Let's see, is Vanra at least on, like, fire or something? Yeah, she'll die on the next turn unless they clear status effects, so that's at least encouraging. Those guys aren't going to hardly touch my shield, so I'm going to go ahead and start sundering defense. Interestingly, the sundering strikes that I have on sundering blades that I have is a guaranteed that is now 100% chance to work. It used to be a percentage like 90, so it's quite a bit better now. How much damage can you do, and how badly do I need to get a unit in your face? His basic attack isn't that damaging. His scatter shot, I think, was a little scarier, and that's on cooldown, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start being aggressive with the knight over here. We can kill them, do a little morale damage. I can probably finish out. Let's see, I can get a unit in his face. I could move this guy up. I wonder if I can get lucky here. Would Abducting Cyclone pull? No, it pulls the hero. I want to pull the Battle Mage up so that he's not sitting in the back, although he did already use his big AoE. I guess it's probably fine. If I did Immolate, would it kill those units? It would come very close. Not quite enough. And I presume Duststorm wouldn't be any better. No, but it could blind stuff, including the Battle Mage, which is useful, and the Archer. I think I like that here. Okay, I blinded the Archer, but not the Battle Mage. These other two are so close to dead that they're basically not worth worrying about. They're not going to do any damage. So I'm going to move him up here, and we're just going to, like, try to pin that Archer down. This guy can go over here and sort of get in the face of these units. And then I probably need to do a full charge over here. In fact, I'm going to do a full charge over here. If I send him right up the middle, I can pin these guys down. And then there's that Battle Mage hanging out in the back, which I can fly over here to. Then I can quick phase. And he can basically take care of him. This guy can reach that guy. And we can just kind of close all this distance and start pinning people down. We'll leave their support units. They can try to patch stuff up, but it won't be enough. And then I think everybody's good. Who am I missing? Who hasn't moved? You guys are good on defense. I just want to force that Archer to move if he wants to shoot. Okay, you get one more spell off. But you'll be dead on the next turn. And they're also damaged that they can't really threaten anything. And their morale is breaking. It's about to break even worse. Okay, let's go ahead and just get rid of you. I'd like to use him to hit that archer. Can't really reach the archer. So you could move forward. There we go. Move this guy up and get a couple decent hits on him. Okay, now I could reach him. I think it's actually probably better to go after, like, this guy. Get a nice big flank attack there. I can sort of pin that archer down, I think. Although he might try to run here. Once I do too much more damage to these guys, you should be able to finish him off. He's now trying to run. Most of them are. This guy just got stuck in place. Why? Must have gotten immobilized by something. Okay. Well, I don't think it much matters. We can full charge here. She dies now, so everyone's running except for the archer. We could take a couple stacks of burning to deal some damage to that archer, though. I think that's fine. Can do that because if I miss, there's a good chance I hit an enemy unit instead. Pin you in. Oh, I still got my mage back here. Yeah, that archer's dead. Of course, he's got steadfast because he's special and stuff. All these guys will go down. And I guess I can just finish him off before he is annoying and runs away. Technically speaking, I could land a purging arrow shot here. Nope. How about you? Nope. He stubbornly refuses to die. And then I may as well use her to heal someone. There. Alright, I think that about ends my turn. Okay, that's a kill there. So if I go here with the knight, he's dead. Oh, flame burst weapons kills them. You should have run, buddy. If they still got units, I don't want to flee the field, but where are the remaining units? Oh, where are you going? What are you, a spellbreaker? You're a tier 3. I'm not letting you get away. Yeah, come back. There we go. Much better. Less damage overall and no units lost. Ooh, and a good bow. I actually kind of needed one of those, or I might need one. Oh, Plant Slayer, that would be nice against Logar. Alright, well, I'm going to take that reward. I don't think I had any good bows, so now if I get a ranger, that opens up an option. I guess I probably do want to take that one stack there, so let's go ahead and just finish the job. That way, hopefully, we don't hear from Vanra again for a while. Okay, good enough. Okay, now, can they all make it back to the teleporter in one turn? I think so, yes. They can all reach the teleporter on the next turn. So that means they have the flexibility to go where they need to go, which is perfect. I don't know what I'm going to do with that archer. He may as well just stand out there for now. There's not really anything I can do much with him. I could put these people through the teleporter now, but I'm not sure that they can really help anyone, regardless of where they go. Because I don't know that this army is good enough yet. I'm still trying to evolve some of the units in this army, and I don't think they're good enough yet to really help against Arvik much. Although I could get them through that outpost. I think I might send them through that outpost anyway. Mostly to protect the teleporter. In case Arvik wants to, like... And then maybe I'll get lucky and Arvik will spread and have a bad formation. I think I need to get them through that teleporter. I can't clear that on this turn, unfortunately, because I don't have favorable winds ready to go run an army down there to clear it and then come back. Unless I just sacrifice one unit to run off and do it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get everyone through that teleporter in good health. And probably kind of lean towards this side of it, where it's harder to reach me. And these guys are basically just going to be there to keep everything from going to crap. Alright. Apologize for sirens outside my window. Busy road. And windows are open because the weather's nice right now. Okay, we pillaged the mine, so this is now a pillaged province. So I'm gonna move back into here, and I'm gonna get everyone nice heals, and basically tank up for a bit. I do have a Geomancer on the way that she's going to make it on the next turn. We'll be able to get a Geomancer in those armies. I'm going to start mixing them in all over the place as I can build them. This group here actually is probably... I should probably get them out of the city now. They will be able to... As long as none of them can reach me, and I don't think they can. These guys are actually going to be able to fill in gaps for these armies. I'll leave them there. Because I have some units in these armies that just aren't quite as good, like the Defender there. I could ditch the Defender and add, like, the Liege Guard, for example. So having them on standby is probably useful. You stay there. Tridale just needs time to chill for a minute. I probably will go ahead and build the market here if I can get a chance to. Yeah, I'll invest the gold in that. Just trying to get that done. If it gets pillaged and interrupted, then that's not the end of the world. Ooh, and I have mages coming, the Geomancers, for my mages army. They probably will... Okay, I'll add them to our mages army on the next turn. I'm gonna build more of them. Now that I have the mana to support that kind of thing. And I'll let the one that's being worked on in the capital finish, because I intend to save my capital. I can't build a Geomancer there yet. But these two cities are cranking them out pretty good. Matter of fact, I could mix one in there if I hurry production. Yeah, let's do that. And then work on another. Okay, I can get you there, but I am a little worried that they can reach. I don't think they can. Unless they use Forge Mars or something, which I almost never... excuse me. Throat needs cleared up. I almost never see the AI use Force March, at least not that I notice. And I believe the army leader, yep, that is the correct army for that Geomancer to be in. So having another tier 4 unit out here right now, that's handy. So this army might not be quite as incapable as I was thinking, because we're just now starting to get troops online that we need. I am going to go ahead and build probably the shipyard, because I can get that done instantly and start generating more gold. And probably grab the armory. Actually, this city, I have a different plan. I need this city to work on a farmstead and a carnival of flesh. I need them to grow. So that plan for those... Oh wait, this city can't... Okay, perfect. This is good. I actually, in this case, I know I can get a mine up here, but that can wait. I want to get this tile before my friendly city-state takes it. So we're going to grab a farm there. And I'm going to really lean into growth here. I'll go back underground. Actually, I don't need to flip back and forth like that, but I want to put a farmstead here. No, not there. Go back up. It's trying to pull me underground. I can put a farmstead here and then a carnival of flesh there and get a pretty good growth boost to this city. The more territory I can claim with this city, the better. Eventually, I kind of wanted to grab a bunch of stuff down here. If I can ever manage to clear that. Oh, crap. That's not what I wanted to see. Fiala's building gold golems. That is bad for me. That just... that amplifies how badly I need more Geomancers. You need range units to take those things down, because touching them can turn you to gold. Which is not good. This Geomancer is going to go with my Mage's army to help fight Fiala, and probably will replace...
Huh?
Actually, my Mage's army is pretty good. They don't really need replacements. Maybe they can detour. I'm sure I could use a tier 4 out in the other group. I'm going to detour her out here with this one. Just in case she's needed. Then if she's not, I can always send her back. But, yeah, I think I'm good with that. Just need to keep producing these units. Did get a hero level up. Who was this? Elementalist. Okay. This was my mage. I think I want amplifying elements. That is going to stack quite nicely since I have so many ways of setting things on fire. The other thing I could do for him is just start getting the army leader bonuses. I think that might be better because he is always going to be leading a stack of units, and he kind of does enough damage anyway. So I'm going to try to get some of those army buff bonuses going for him, and probably for some of my other more ranked up heroes as well. I did get haste boots. I think those were intended for my hero out here because he doesn't have a horse anymore. He's currently got those stalwart shoes. Is there anyone else who could really use them? Oh, her boots are kind of not very good. I might give them to her. She already has haste boots. I think I'm going to give them to the pikeman with the kind of crappy shoes. You actually kind of need something. Take the rune leggings if nothing else. Don't know why the mage didn't have anything equipped. Yeah, I'm going to give these to her, actually. Okay. And let's not forget to continue forging items. I am going to probably make another pair of those haste boots. Do I not have the magic materials for very fast movement? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. Let's start those, but I don't think I have two haste berry, yeah, I only have one haste berry, so that's the fastest boots I can make. So I will make another pair for the Death Knight, just because he can't be on a mount anymore, because he's a big boy. But a lot of my troops, and eventually all of my heroes, will not be able to ride a mount, including the mage. So I need to keep making those boots until I have enough for everyone. Because I want all my heroes to still be at least kind of fast. I find that movement speed on the battlefield is very, very useful. Okay. Okay, thank you for continuing to feed my economy by giving me an endless supply of heroes. Yeah, I know that. I know that. Set production for Kingerhelm. I don't really have anything in here right now. Kingerhelm really needs more farms. I want to get the farm trilogy set up over there. Until then, there's not a lot they can do. I'll just build, like, general city defenses, round out everything in the city that I can while I have the money to do it. And I'm at the end of the turn, so... Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Do I need to hurry the Great Foundry? I don't know if that's worth it. I might actually cancel the Great Foundry and produce merchandise, because Fiala's gonna interrupt that. And I could get my money back, which is 136 gold. That's not insignificant, so we're just gonna undo that and produce merchandise instead. It's fine. I was really hoping Fiala wouldn't be back so fast. I just knocked her off of my capital in the last episode. I was not expecting another hit so quickly. Okay, Sanguin is... Well, with how quickly Fiala bounced back, I should probably expect the same from Sanguin, although she seemed more interested in Hephaestus' army up top. So I don't know that I'm going to see much from her, but if I do, it'll probably be up here, I think. Seems like each AI individually has their preferred path that they want to get to me. Really wish I could just knock one of them out, but I just haven't had an opportunity because their capitals are also so far away from me. With the exception of Sanguin, who I think is actually the closest, but just sort of inconveniently located. To kill Sanguin requires me to move an army somewhere where they can't protect any of my other cities, down kind of a narrow tunnel. Just hasn't been worth going after yet. Arvik the Dark is moving. That is going to be all down here. What is your plan, pal? Wait, did he move some people away? I don't know what he's doing, but he does have a stack there. Ooh, he left a vulnerability. Unless he has hidden units there, I think I can take advantage of that. And I might be able to even kill him even with these noob troops over here. Who's moving now? Still, oh, Nikareth. I still don't know what she's doing. Would that be up here near Hephaestus somewhere? Is she gonna try to interfere with this at all? I don't know. Oh, there she is. There she is. All right. All right. I can deal with that. She left a weakness. With that 2 stack there. Alright, we can handle that. I'm actually really glad she showed up. Once again, she interrupted that, but that's okay. I've been trying to get Killwall for a while. We can go back and forth a little longer. Now, Vanra, hopefully that's the last I hear from you for a minute. Kind of tired of you bothering Tridale. I know that's your thing. You got anything else? She's been not only sending troops through this cave entrance, but she keeps sending stuff up from Glyphios here too. This city's a problem down here, and I can't really do anything about it. And then we're on to Fiala. who will probably just siege Obsidian Forge. I don't think there'll be much else going on there. Yep. 3 turns. I've got time to get to that. And I'm sure Aquilon will just run around breaking stuff. Alright, I kind of thought, oh. Well, that's unfortunate. So what happened here was the city, these guys ran up, but they're pulling Vanra's troops, or Nikareth's troops in with them, which include some pretty scary looking stuff. This is not how I wanted this to go down. Fortunately, these guys are a little on the weak side as far as stacks go, so... And I've got Hephaestus here. I've also got a pretty injured troop, but I've got Hephaestus. I think this is doable with no losses, but it somewhat depends on Nikareth's spells, and I haven't really... Oh, that actually went surprisingly well. Okay, well, we take that. Maybe she's not as scary as I thought. There's a useless archer. You're just going to get sent home. Padded Scorcher, a tier 3 shield. Interesting. Or tier 4 shield. Let's see if that's good on anyone. And an enchanted helmet. Actual pretty good helmet. A lot of defense and some status resistance. The shield might be useful for this guy. Yeah, I kind of like his better than the other one. What about helmets? Well, that's just a straight upgrade for you, so take it. Alright, you are fired. Go home. Alright, now I got this work camp. The mine is pillaged, but I don't seem to be able to take it over, so I think I was right that doesn't work. Because I do have a work camp here that is able to grab territory whenever the moment arises, but I can't siege it. It could be because they got units in the province, so I'll clear them out and then see what it says, but I don't think that is possible to do that. Alright, well, auto combat wipes out some more stuff. I am very happy to be getting rid of this army, because I knew it was hanging out there somewhere. And I didn't really... There's another tier 4 magic buff, but not really one that I want. I'll probably just disenchant it. I think I like what my mage has better. Oh, another knight, or another tier 2 aspirant knight. I kind of need you to just get out of the way. I'm going to put her in there for the moment. I don't think she can really reach far enough to help with what's going on out here. But on the next turn, we'll bring her in. Okay. Let's move a little further. Go ahead and take care of this last stack.
Hey.
Okay, we just ate that army alive. That felt good. Okay, Hephaestus can get back, but can the rest of his troops? Just barely. I think it's probably worth going back and healing up again. And then I can swap out that Geomancer with a Pyromancer. Yeah, I can swap that one right there, so that would be perfect. Let's move you here, keeping these guys outside of the walls. Put the Pyro in there, the Geomancer in here, so we now got a tier 4 helping out. Can move Hephaestus back and get everyone back in my borders for one more turn of healing. Now, if pillaging a province would allow me to take it, it would probably give me an indicator there, but I can't seem to do that, so... Yeah, I don't think that works. But that's okay. It was worth a test. Alright, now I gotta get you guys back through. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do about Arvik here. Who, although I'm thinking about just having the mage's army deal with all of this. Or at least maybe half of it. Because I've got time to get through. I've got 3 turns. So I've got time to get through the teleporter. If I move up here and then split off a fast unit to attack, I could take out maybe one of the stronger stacks there and leave the 2 weaker ones for the other group to deal with. I do have a Dread Reaper in there that I gotta worry about, but he's manageable if there's only one. And there's not like a whole other lot of strong units guarding it. I do have favorable winds. If I need it. I'm wondering if I can maybe use that to attack stuff with the mage and still get everyone back through the teleporter. So if I move these guys up to here, they can reach the teleporter, but I'm not sure that I could get both stacks. Because I can move them up to here and then they could step back. But this one in the back is the problem. They can't really be involved in this fight. I guess it's more of a question of whether these guys are strong enough to deal with Arvik. And I would like to say that they are. But there's still some unevolved units in the mix, and I'm pretty heavy on pyromancers. Arvik's pretty heavy on undead, though. His units are all going to be weak to fire. So I have a significant advantage against him. And this one's a plant, which is still weak to fire. And he's ice, who is also weak to fire. He's got a lot of weaknesses to me. And by extension, pyromancers. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have these guys try to deal with Arvik. Just because, mostly because of this one stack here. That's an opportunity that I want to take advantage of. So I'm going to move up. Can you guys reach, if I wanted to, could these geomancers reach all the way down to that teleporter? They could. So I'm going to bring them along for the ride, because I think I'm going to want to send one through the teleporter with my mage. So, one of you is in her army. I'm going to drop one of these pyromancers to add you to the group, and you're going to stay with her. Okay. Then you guys, I can replace one of those units with a actual liege guard. The other 2 can come along, I think. That army there is pretty good. I got a gold rank archer. Let's see, I've got a bannerman with them already. I think they can move forward as they are. These guys will probably get themselves killed, which is going to be annoying, and I'll complain about it in a minute here, but otherwise there's not a whole lot I can do. I think I do need to drop... Oh, I need to drop the pyromancers that are part of Hephaestus's group. Like these 2. Let's leave them behind. And maybe the bannerman too. And make sure that the pyromancer that's part of her group is at least involved in this fight. So I can move you up there. I can add you guys together. And then we can add this pyromancer instead of the Hephaestus ones, who are not getting any health bonuses. And then you Can go here. And I can drop. Trying to make sure we leave the Hephaestus crew behind.
Huh?
To whatever extent that we can. Because they aren't getting any health bonuses. These guys all will, except for that archer, and I do want the Liege Guard in on this, so we'll keep him. I think this is kind of what I want to do. I think that's about as good of a force as I can get. That leaves behind one bannerman, and then a few guys from Hephaestus' group. But I think this is a pretty good army. About as good as I'm probably going to get. It says it's a low-risk battle. But I think that... Oh, it's actually not pulling in the Dread Reaper stack. That's interesting. I think the Mage's army is still going to have to get involved in this. Yeah, I think I'm going to need their help regardless. There's just so many troops here. So my capital is going to have to wait for another turn. But it's got 3 turns. We'll save it at the last minute again. Everything will be fine. All right, that's my decision. We're going to help. Everybody is getting involved. All right, you go here. We can clear out some of the tougher stacks and maybe leave the weaker ones to these guys. How far away is these guys? 1, 2, 3. It's acting like... So the Dread Reaper stack is actually a weaker stack. This one is a stronger stack. I guess both of them have a way to do an insta-kill, so... I'll do this. Hang on. What did I just do?
Hey.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Was that a misclick? Oh, I accidentally pulled him out of that army. Wait, can you make it back? I think he can make it back. Okay. No, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, get back, get back. Okay. This is the guy I want to attack with. There we go. So this is a low-risk battle. I think the Mage's army should handle this fine with all the fire. Huh, he did manage to take a knight down. Okay. Man, Arvik is hitting me hard in this one. Alright, well, we just gotta lean into that fire damage. I'm hoping that the mage can get a chance to use his big fire attack. Alright, let's hold that choke point there. That looks like a good spot to lock down. And get some archers up behind that. We can maybe even shoot somebody. There we go, a little burning. Get that knight into a position where you can do a flank. And pull, I think, everyone towards the right side here. Try to clear out the hero. Corrupt Soul. I don't think this one has constrictors that I need to watch out for. It does have the Corrupt Soul, though. I'm going to put you there. Put you behind. Just a bit. And I would rather not guard him with a unit that's weak, so we'll use that guy instead. And basically all of these guys, I'm just going to pull back and try to get with the rest of the group down here. I don't want them to get caught off by themselves too badly. Although they're kind of stuck in that forest up there. Alright, that's a good enough start, I think. Oh, we got some freezes. My mage is not frozen, though. Actually backed up, which was unwise. They're not really taking advantage of the fact that they froze me if they don't do anything. Alright, well, I'm gonna summon a spider and just go try to cause a ruckus here. I'll freeze him back. And I will also shoot at that hero. I am still going to leave this guy in the flank out here. I feel like he'll have an opportunity to go around. Most of these other guys, I'm just going to wait on this side. There's not really any sense in charging. Okay, yeah, you go here. You go there, and then you go back up and kind of around on the... I like having those knights on the edges. And then I'm going to cast... I don't know, maybe Dust Storm. Hit all those units in there. That's a nice, big, juicy group of units right there to hit with Sundered Defense. Hopefully that gets them to charge. If they charge foolishly, my mage can probably do a ton of damage here. Look at all the work it took him just to kill that spider. Here comes all the decaying and stuff. Oh, a pikeman pinning down my knight. Don't like that. We're gonna need to get the aggro off of him. Alright, I got an idea here. This guy moves around, absorbs those attacks so the knight can move. Get the knight away from him and have this guy go here. It's a cursed blade. I think I'm just gonna defend. Yeah, these guys need to just hold their ground. Guard that flank. I'll probably move this knight. I'm just not sure where to yet. You can't really do what I want to do with you. I wish he was down here right now. Would be far more useful, but I can at least do Blast Evocation and mess quite a bit of stuff up. I think I'm going to do it there. Either that or I'll just use him to single shot any single unit out of existence. I've got Arcfire Burst with him, or not Arcfire Burst, but Fire Evocation. I think right there is good. Just set more things on fire. I can use you to soften him up just a bit. I think the mage, this is now a kill. I seem to have a distinct position advantage here, so I'm going to try to use it for all it's worth. Especially if I can keep blinding their range units. Wouldn't mind taunting you into going after my hero. That would be handy. Yeah, that actually would be really good. Dang, alright. That archer can't hit anything from where it's at. So it's going to need to move. I might drop another blinding dust storm on them. Might be useful. I'm not ready to charge on this side yet, but I will move up a little more and keep him protected with that shield. Yeah, I do think another dust storm here is in order. Just keep those range units blind. And keep sundering their defense. Now, as for these guys, I want the knights to kind of get around those pikes. What I think I'm going to do is move him up like this so the knights can come through here and start causing trouble out here where there's less pikes. And then you can go up here and prevent that skeleton mage from easily shooting anything. I'll have this guy, he can stay here and defend those two heroes. These guys I'm going to play a little cautiously with because they're injured, so I'm probably going to... See, those are both range units. I will move this one up. I think is probably a good idea, and then just defend with him. Yeah. I'll move him up here and play defense. And then he can go here. They're a little beat up, but I think we'll be alright. And then the knight can go here to where he is in the shield defense zone. Okay, back over here we've got... In fact, I could close ground here now. Yeah, I think it's time. I think we start pushing here. I'm just gonna move up and guard. With both and see what they do. Whoa, 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 my camera's freaking out. Okay, that guy is now vulnerable. Can wear him down. Okay, I think I see kind of the line that I want to take here. First off, wear these guys down. Keep sundering their defense. And I can really mess him up with a flank there. He's a big guy, so I kind of want to take him down, because he's going to be doing full damage until I do. So I'm going to move the archers here. We'll soften him up, and then I can finish him. And that opens up my knights to do basically whatever they want to do. I could go after that unit. I could try to go after this guy. I think I'm going to go after this one out here, who's looking awful lonely. I think he needs a friend. I also would like to kill him with this knight. I think I'm going to do that so that the Frost Elemental doesn't get free hits on my Liege Guard's back. And then I can move up here and just bother this guy. Okay, that looks good. Pretty good chance to hit him, so I'll go ahead and take that. And my mage might actually be able to do this now. Wildfire? Oh, just out of range. Man, I need like a blink on him or something. If he could have landed Wildfire on him, it would have chained through all of those units down that whole line. But I've found it difficult to find a good use for it. Alright, well, for now we'll just move up here and do that. Mage is still being protected by this guy, so we're good there. That whole left side has basically been dealt with. Now, I've still got this guy who can get out here and really mess some stuff up. Actually, maybe I want to do the AoE shot here. Yeah, I kind of want to just drop that back there. I think now might be the time for the knight to charge. Yep, I'm going to do the displace and replace there. Oh, that didn't actually displace and replace. Okay. Well, at least the hero's dead.
Huh?
And I believe that leaves her in defense mode. Yeah, this guy needs to get in there and start breaking stuff. I believe he has killing momentum, I think. Oh wait, no, he's a Spellblade. He doesn't have killing momentum. I could use Go for the Kill and kill kind of anything with him. Or I could use Quick Phase and get him to where I really want him, which is those archers back there. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Alright, move him up here. Quick Phase to... I want to get him... Hang on, let me see if I can get him a little closer. I can't quite get him to where I wanted. That's okay. This is good enough. I wanted him to be behind the battle mage, but this works. And that hurts him enough that basically leaves him unable to do anything, and I can charge over here and just surround these range units. Probably worth doing this. And it's probably worth doing this to just weaken those pikemen. And I think that's everybody. Who am I missing? You can only defend. Somebody else can still move here. It's a shield. I will have you go help pin them down, I think. The only unit I don't have anyone on is this guy, who I'm beginning to think I might just abducting Cyclone on and pull him to where these units... Oh wait, I don't want him next to the mage, really. Although he doesn't have a range attack, so it doesn't hurt. Yeah. I'm gonna say come here, because I want him to be in range of the... Oh, I stunned him anyway, so can't move. Alright, I don't think they can really do much. Oh, they resurrected their hero. Ah, necromancers. Alright. Well, I guess we'll just have to kill it again. They didn't kill someone there, did they? No, I'm still fine. Alright, and this is where it all falls apart for them, I'm afraid. Yeah, let's finish you off. Oh, I had an opportunity with my mage to use a big wildfire attack. Oh, no, I didn't, actually. Where do you think you're going? Alright. Finish you off. He's just a little guy in the way, so we'll use just a little guy to deal with him. Knight takes him out. Mage can move up and basically melt whatever he wants. I think in this case it's probably going to be the hero, because I can take another unit out along with him. And we're not going to let them run away, because that would be silly. I'm going to go ahead and use Go for the Kill here to make sure I kill this guy in one hit. And then you move up and kill those last two. Perfect. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. That's half the army gone. disenchant that. I'm never going to use that. Okay, I've still got... Okay, they don't have any movement left, but I kind of need the rest of my armies to deal with the other stuff here. So we're gonna let them rest. I can't actually reach these guys with the other units anyway. So now it's a matter of cleaning up the leftovers. Which the leftovers, in this case, are still fairly tough. Let's hope I got enough fire damage and the Reaper doesn't get lucky. I do have quite a bit of fire damage here. Holy crap, that did not go well. Alright, well, if you want something done right... This is going to be a harder one. My units are not as powerful, but I do have a lot of pyromancers and they are weak to fire, so that's what I want to lean into on this one pretty heavily. I've also got geomancers who, because of the surface they're standing on, are going to be dealing fire damage. They have one Dread Reaper, and I want to protect against that. It can move and use Finger of Death on the same turn. The only way to really protect against that is units that I don't have, actually. I thought I had at least one Bannerman. Oh, yeah, there he is. So I need to guard my units with the Bannerman, basically, until that Reaper does its thing. Definitely don't want anyone just getting wrecked for no reason here by a lucky Grim Reaper shot. Now, right now, the only units he can reach with it are the Aspirant Knight and the Liege Guard. So I will protect both of them. In fact, I think I want him to lure him into going after the Liege Guard if I can, because I think the Liege Guard has more status resistance. Wait, he's got 3. The Knight has none. Okay, so definitely want him to go after the Liege Guard. At least get some warding bonds up with the few liege guards that liege garages that I do have. Okay. That's about as good as I can do here. I'm just playing around the Dread Reaper at the moment. Everything else is kind of secondary, so... this guy should be safe here. He's the only one that the Dread Reaper can reach. So, come on, try to use Finger of Death. Wait, what just happened? Oh, I think this is the thing where he'll come back. Sleep of Oblivion. Oh, he's gonna come back with Insanity. What? Liege guy. Okay, he was the one protecting the hero. That's gonna be an annoying spell to work around. Okay, this is still the only unit the Dread Reaper can hit. I don't have a way of curing that status effect. When he comes back, he's gonna cause problems for all these range units. I need to get this guy to charge me. He doesn't just sit back being annoying with stuff. I could get melee units around there that are going to tank his hits better. You know, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay where the Reaper can reach this guy and kind of slide everyone up this way. Away from where that thing is sleeping or whatever. I can move you here, and just kind of try to avoid the problem instead of dealing with it. I wonder if I stand on it, if that protects him, prevents him from coming back. I kind of don't want to prevent him from coming back, though, because the insanity will wear off. Alright, I need these guys to charge. Come on. Let me hit somebody, or maybe I can use a spell to get their attention. The problem is where these guys are standing is not great. I can move them on the next turn a little bit more, too. But I don't want them to have that guy waking up right behind my range units. I don't really like my setup here. It's just not good. I basically need to get more of these units down and move more of these units across. Alright. I think I'm going to have to use a spell to try to... I mean, I could pull the Reaper out of position, but I don't really want to do that right now. Instead, I think I want to pull the charge attack unit here. And probably defend, but this should force them to do something, I imagine. I think that's the best I can do. Just to try to get their attention. And hopefully trigger that Reaper to use his thing. If he gets lucky and just kills that unit anyway, I'm going to be moderately annoyed. Alright, well, unless you can move, which I don't think you can, I think this is the best it gets, so... Okay, he's at least doing stuff now. Good, he tried it, and it didn't work. That's what I wanted. Oh, he's back now. Oh crap. Oh, crap. Okay, I thought I had more time than that. I thought I had one more turn. Well, frick. Well, he can't... Okay, how long is he insane for? I think it'll wear off on the next turn. In the meantime, I'm going to patch you up. Which puts all those units into defense mode, and then I'm just going to AoE the crap out of everything. That's basically the plan for this fight. Status effects, burning, AoE. Right there. I've got multiple units that can do it. Can drop another one there. And then you can drop one here. We'll just spread the love, I guess. What unit is this? Whoever it is kind of tough. Oh, it's a corrupt soul. I'm not as worried about them. I'd more rather deal with those guys. Okay. And I still haven't even cast a spell yet. I just have that many range units here. Let's give them some fire to run through up there. Again, the whole plan here is burning. Burning on everything. Just let the damage over time do all the work. See, they're gonna run down into my knights unless I move that line, and I would rather my knights be doing other things, so I'm going to move you back, move you here. I don't want the knights to get hit by the pikes, basically. Now, if the pike wants to run that far around to get to the knight, I'm okay with that, because he's going to be sacrificing his position to do it. As for the rest of these guys, I'm just going to defend, and we're going to let the burning do its work. I'll just guard my pyromancers. I wouldn't mind getting her over here, but I don't know if she's needed. if you guys would mind not being crazy, that would be cool. I am going to... see, I can do immolate. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do immolate here. Just more damage. And I could go kill him now, but I kind of leave the knight a little vulnerable to the Reaper, and I don't think I want to do that. Right now, if the Reaper comes running in, it can do decent damage to anything with a melee attack, so I think my best bet is to just hold position and defend. I want that defender guarding her in case he does stay crazy and attacks again. And then I think I want you here to prevent and protect that back line from getting attacked. And then knight's good here for the moment. And I'm playing this one very defensively. And I could, it doesn't hurt to try to taunt somebody. So I'm going to try to taunt you because you're a charge unit. And you should now be stupid and go after me. Or go after her. And a Liege Guard can actually link to her. And then defend. You stay on defense. You can position yourself for an attack, but not ready to run out just yet. I think the next turn is when I'll be able to just open up on these guys. I'm actually going to leave this guy a little bit further back, so the Dread Reaper has to go more out of position if he wants to go after him. Right now, I think the Dread Reaper will probably go right in there, and then I could charge him with the Knights. Hopefully insanity goes away on the guy that just came back. Okay, Dread Reaper is just healing himself. That's fine. Oh, that was a free action, so he still got to attack. Alright, that's fine though. I can clear those guys off of my range units. My shield is back and not hurting friendlies anymore, so that's nice. I'm going to start picking these guys off, I think. Now, you're just a defender, so I got to be a little more careful with them. I do have the option to run around and flank this guy with the knight, and I'm probably going to do that, although going after that archer is super tempting. I think breaking this line here is probably better. So let's do that. That kind of opens up him to... Well, he will take a hit, but it's worth it. That's worth the trade-off there. I can always pull the archer into range if I need to using my spell, so... Let's, for the moment, let's get this guy around the back here. Flank you, and then I can also use this knight to kind of do the same. And then you can almost kill, but not quite. See, I need to get that shield off of me. And my odds of hitting are kind of low here. But I need to clear that unit off. So, because I need to hit the Reaper with the range units is what I'm trying to do. And right now, I'm getting blocked from doing that by several different units. I might actually need to drop an immolation there, because that would damage the Reaper and that unit, and both of them really need to go right now, so let's do that. That opens up quite a few options. One thing I still have to do is deal with this guy, though. If I'm confident I could kill the Reaper, I could use him to kill that unit. I think I might use him to go after the Reaper instead, though. I think he can kill it. Alright, let's see if we can use you to get rid of this guy. That would be the most useful. There we go. There we go. Now we're freed up. Okay, perfect. I wanted to kind of attack with these units that were down lower, so that the units up top had more flexibility and what they can hit. Like, this guy can now help with these units instead of being stuck dealing with the ones down at the bottom. And we can just punch through this line. Yeah, that's a pretty good trade-off. I'll take that. I believe that unit will die. It's kind of hard to see because of the tooltips, but yeah. If I attack them and kill them, flame burst weapons would trigger and it would kill the unit next to him. If I can trigger burning on him, which he might have already had. Yeah, I'm going to try to soften him up and see if I can get a double kill here with flame burst weapons. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Oh, she doesn't have flame burst weapon. She's a hero. Yeah, it's an enchantment. Alright, well, I think I've softened them up enough that they're not really that scary anymore, so I am going to defend with him. And 2 is left. One more defender. We can just move him up and shield here. I don't think anyone is in danger. Alright, I think we've got this. I can move you around, get the kill there. This guy can make short work of the archer. And then it's just him, who is kind of far away from everybody else. I'm really surprised he's not routing. Well, that actually went pretty well. I'm proud of these guys. They did good. And just like that, Arvik's army is gone. And I have another guy to level up into a Liege Guard too, so we'll be working on that. I do have that Geomancer that I want to get into my Mage's army. I'm not sure who I'm going to drop for that. But I would like to get one in there. Oh, this guy needs to come out and be replaced. Ah, but the Mage is very close to leveling up those 2 knights. Is there another guy that's close to being evolved that would be a better fit for these armies? It would be either in my Mage's house, her house with the anvil, or the guy's house with the crossed blades. Oh wait, no, he is where he needs to be then. You know what, the Mage's army is pretty good. I do still kind of want to get the Battle Mage in there, but I would rather evolve those knights first, I think. Maybe I would drop an archer. Yeah, I would drop an archer for one of those high-tier Battle Mages. That's a fair trade-off for the Geomancer. So let's do that. Whichever one of you was the Geomancer for my Mage. There we go. Add you to that group. There we go. Okay, I like that setup. We got a good balance. We're maybe a little heavy on the knights, but that's okay. I'm still working on evolving some, so I'm all right with that. And then as for you, you would go with that group, but they're kind of full up. I sort of, yeah, you're gonna go into the extras crew, I think. All right, and then I guess all these guys can go down here and just hang out in that stack with him. If anything does jump me, they at least don't have a super weak stack to hit. So now I've got all my people in full stacks of 6. These guys can go deal with little annoyances like this, and the Mage army can go back and deal with the big problem at my capital. And they're going to get there basically just in time. For now, I'm gonna have these guys chill. So I don't think they can move. Actually, they can move quite a bit further. Can they move far enough to deal with that? Not yet, but I think I'm gonna send them that way. As long as you're within 3 spaces of them. Yeah, you are, so make sure they can all move far enough, but I believe they can, so I'm gonna go out here and deal with this little menace. I doubt I'll have to worry about getting rushed down that cave entrance again anytime soon, because I have recently wiped out armies, big armies, for every single one of them. So they shouldn't have a whole lot left that they can throw at me, like, on this turn. Although they're rebuilding quickly, their economies are very strong, so they're getting stuff back. Okay, yes, I am aware of Obsidian Forge being under siege. Let's click through these to make sure I didn't miss something, but no, we're good. Favorable Winds is ready, and I didn't have to use it, so that's nice. I can save that. What else is ready to cast? The Wizard Tower teleportations? Oh yeah, that's my emergency get out of jail free card. You can stay there. Not doing anything with you yet. And then these guys are good where they're at. Hephaestus' army was healing. Yeah, we're gonna leave them there. Okay, you guys stay there. And Obsidian Forge did produce a Geomancer, but it can't do anything right now. It's stuck in there until I can break that siege. We're gonna do the... What do I want to do in Kingerhelm? I'm not even sure if it's really worth building stuff out here, although I feel like at some point I'm gonna wish I did. I probably would be better off building, you know what? I was moving stuff around, now that I think of it. What was I doing down here? I was shuffling around a whole bunch of stuff. I think I was planning to build the, Oh, I was going to put the Rune Carver's camp where the Ritual Pyre is, because the Ritual Pyre is not really useful to me right now. But the Rune Carver's camp is. That would get me a little more, because I could surround it with more quarries and get more mana out of it. That's what I was doing. Yeah, let's do that. Really need Kingerhelm to grow again so I can start investing in more farms to keep it growing. Oh, hang on, I saw this on. I was wondering why I was seeing all those marks. Okay, so unfortunately we can't expand that outpost to the ruins. So we're stuck with Hephaestus' army here for now, but I can slowly trickle in more units from the capital as they are created. It's probably not worth rebuilding the farm ruins there. I think I'm just going to keep my gold. I've got a bit of a surplus right now, and I'm going to enjoy it. Okay, multiple heroes captured. Production fields, or flowing fields needs production. Here I probably could do... Okay, yeah, the Carnival of Flesh is what I want next. So let's pop up to the surface again, or, well, select this. And pop up to the surface and put that here for a nice adjacency there. And now we got a good farmstead. So Flowing Fields is in good shape. And I think that is where we call it. This might be a slightly shorter episode, but like I explained, there's other stuff going on right now, so I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. But I hope you guys enjoyed that one. There was a lot of action in that one. That was a pretty action-packed lot of battles, so... And I feel like we did a lot of damage. We didn't make a lot of geographical progress there, but I messed up their armies pretty badly. And Hephaestus can go right after Killball again. I feel very good getting Yellow's army, killing Yellow's army, because that army kind of scared me a little bit. I'm still worried about Yellow because I don't like the Sacred Flames, but that got changed. I thought I should mention this. It used to be that if you got the Tome of... the Cleansing Flame, which is down here somewhere. This used to have like a thing that you just unlocked the moment you opened the tome, and it would make it so all of your heroes would turn any fires into Cleansing Flames on the battlefield, like any fight they were in. It was super, super powerful. Really, honestly overpowered, especially for a tier 3 tome, for just that being a free upgrade. Now I think it's tied to the Temple of the Pyre? No. It's tied to the Pyre Shrine, I think. There it is, yeah. Flame Herald's consecration is added to all battles in this domain. So it applies to only within your own domain if you build the Pyre Shrine now. I think that's a lot more fair, and it makes yellow a lot less scary, because they can't just turn my fire into Cleansing Flames anywhere on the world map whenever a hero is involved in the battle. So I'm not as worried about them as I used to be. I thought I should probably point that out. But in any case, I'm going to wrap this episode up here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you all again. It might not be next week. Things are a little crazy right now in my life. But I would just say keep your eye out, and if there's any important updates, I'll post those in my channel comments. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Jimbro, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.